When I tell people I'm a spiritual companion, they often ask me, what is a session like and who are your clients? I've been involved with spiritual companioning or spiritual direction for 5 years now, either seeing a spiritual companion myself or seeing clients. I meet with my clients usually once a month and sometimes twice a month, depending on what they're working through. Some clients come to me with specific things they're working on, and when they learn to trust themselves, they move on. They don't need a witness anymore. They got this. Some clients like to meet with me for an indefinite amount of time, and they see meeting me as kind of carving out some self-care time and spiritual practice time just for them. There's no time limit on how long or short you can see a spiritual director. Some people go to one for 6 months to a year. Other people will go to them for 20 years. When looking for a spiritual director, I encourage people to find several and interview them and see who is the person that you need to walk alongside you at that time. Each of my clients are different, and so the way that we do a session really depends on them and their needs. I see some clients on Zoom and others in person. And the first part of the session, we usually start with what I would call a grounding exercise. Different things work for different clients. So some of these things could be like just some silence, just some breathing in silence. Some is meditation, lighting a candle, reading a poem several times through and just noticing words that come up for you. Sometimes it's a writing prompt. Sometimes it's a 5 senses experience. Often there'll be some who just want to hold a stone or hold something like a fidget and play with that while I read them an oracle card. And some are just ready to just talk right away. The point is to come and be present into the session. Currently, about half of my clients are those from the LDS faith tradition, and the other half come from evangelical, Catholic, or Muslim backgrounds and have found their way to a pagan, nature-based spirituality. My clients often find themselves doing a lot of work around redefining religious and spiritual terms. To have the conversation about making meaning with a spiritual lens, you need to reclaim what those terms mean to you now. The things my clients are often exploring are parts of their religion or spiritual lens that they inherited from their culture and their families. And depending on how enmeshed they are with their religion and their families is often a factor on how much it's affecting relationships today as their spiritual lens is shifting. Many of my clients have been hurt from the definitions they were given, especially terms or language about those who are in or out of their community, or in or out of heaven or hell. When you leave your faith community and your loved ones believe you are going to hell or outer darkness, this can be really traumatic. It's very painful to think that people who love you the most and you think know you the most now think that you are going to a bad place in the afterlife because your spiritual lens has shifted. So it's my job to really sit in sacred space and hold up a mirror to my client's divine self underneath all the labels and the traditions that have been put on them. This helps my clients start to redefine terms, and they realize that they are beloved, worthy, and loved human being. My clients have reframed the meaning of many of these different terms, and some of my clients get to a space where they believe heaven or hell is something they can create here on earth, depending on their choices that they make. Some clients have let go of an outer darkness or hell idea at all, and just embrace an idea that heaven is an ideal worth moving towards in community here. Some clients have reframed an afterlife that's embraced by love and compassion for all, and some have no interest in redefining or using the terms and have just let them go. And their reframing or letting definitions go is usually where I start with my clients. From there, I often see my clients move into a creative space, and as they let go and learn to trust themselves, they start to create in some form. I love to get curious with my clients and see where this creation energy is taking them. This creativity comes out in many forms. Sometimes it's in art, sometimes it's poetry, songs, and other times it's in creating new relationships, new communities, and new projects. In creation space, there's a lot of exploration going on. My client also like to explore finding their own answers to big questions in life and explore ways of having a spirituality individual to them. This includes finding spiritual practices, rituals, prayers, and other things that work for them. It's so fun to see the creations they come up with, to witness another person trust themselves, love themselves, and have confidence in their choices, and feel they are of worth and have meaning in this world is a gift I will be forever grateful for my clients for. Thank you, amazing clients, for trusting me to walk by you and allowing me to witness your journey and your story.